Annyeonghaseyo, GamingNoodle here, ready to take on the final dungeon of Darksiders. Hooray! Yeah, I'm gonna start off by saying that whoever designed this place is a fucking maniac. I'm serious. Wait till you see some of these puzzles. They're not so bad now, but for anyone that's new to the game and you know they've been playing through, they've probably been going at a good pace. You know, they've been maybe stuck a few times here and there, not sure how to progress, and then they're gonna get to this place.
Help me.
Hold on.
The seventh seal was not broken.
What have you to fear from me, Angel of Death?
If you do not intend to kill me, then perhaps you will help me.
You've given me no reason to do either.
Listen to me. The gate must be shut. The tower must be cut off from the well. It is from the well that the Destroyer draws his power.
The Well of Souls?
Millions of souls, yes. Enslaved, twisted. A corrupt power to fuel the Destroyer's armies.
You are stewards of the underworld, watcher of the well. Not a single soul flows back into this world without you knowing. Unless, Gatekeeper, you opened the way.
The Destroyer sent the mightiest of his chosen against me. I fared no better than you did, Horseman, against Straga.
Straga, you will take me to him.
You have my word.
Then tell me what I must do, Angel of Death.
There we have it, Azrael, also the name of the cat of Gargamel in the Smurfs. Anyway, there's a three little kind of floating head things that we need to put power to. That's basically it. I'm gonna break it up into three parts, one part for each crystal floating skull thing. Anyway, as I was saying, you know, you're probably doing good, a nice pace. You come up to this dungeon and you think, oh, that's cool, wow, Black Throne, last one, yeah. And then stuff happens like this first room. Now this room isn't so bad. I actually think I will muck up a bit, but it's fine. Just keep following what I do, just in case you get confused and lose, you know, your place. But not so much this room, but there are other rooms that are kind of crazy. They're okay now because I know how to do them now, obviously, and you know it takes a bit of thought. But still, some people I could see being stuck here for a very long time. And the problem is that when you kind of jump up so quickly in puzzle difficulty, it can be very off-putting, I think. Because the people that get this far, you know, some of them might really struggle, and then they're just gonna get fed up because they've been in one room or something for like an hour or more, and it's just not fun. It's just not fun, and they might even quit. And I don't think it's right to say, oh well, if they can't do a puzzle, then yeah, they should quit because they're bad. That's not, you know. I would think the developers don't want that. I would think the developers want you to play their game, enjoy their game, and complete their game until the end, and you know, see everything they've put a lot of hours into creating. So it kind of puzzled me a bit when I came to this dungeon, because, and I'll tell you when it happens, but one puzzle in particular that I just thought, Jesus Christ, what is this? Luckily though, I think I get it down pretty easy, pretty straightforward, and it might look very simple once you see me do it, but trust me, I'll give you a warning beforehand, just in case you want to try it yourself, and then you give it a go. But yeah, that's enough of my moaning. I still do very much love the game. You know, it does have its faults. Every game does, but that's fine. Nothing is perfect, and nothing ever will be perfect, no matter what any fanboy says or fangirl. equal opportunity. I'm not sexist. But as if you follow what I just did, now we can finally get through this room. It took a bit of time. I did muck up a bit. As I said, I had to kind of remind myself as I was playing again because it had been quite a bit of time since I'd played it last. I remember a long time ago when I was really, like, when I first got it, I played it a lot. I beat it once, I played it again, and like that room, for instance, I could get through it no problem. I knew everything by heart, but my memory's kind of faded now. Anyway, once you get through that room, you're gonna be coming into these outside areas, which is gonna look familiar to you because it's gonna happen on every section. Like, I think every time you go to charge up one of the crystals in the main room where Azrael is, each of the 3 paths will usually have an outdoor area like this, where you go outside, it's gonna lock, you're gonna fight a few mobs, and then you can proceed after doing a few puzzles. This one is a very simple puzzle. Just make sure that you hit it with your boomerang before you switch it back around. I would suggest, again, I did say in a previous video that life stealing is actually very good, especially if you have the abyssal armor. You probably, like, for people that are following this guide, you're probably doing so because you don't have the abyssal armor yet, so that's fine. But to anyone else, I guess, playing through again with it and just wants to have like 100% save file, and my game modes, and wants to have 100% save file, then yeah, I would suggest when using that armor to get life stealing as well, and it basically makes every fight in this place trivial. Again, we're gonna get another battle here, but it's not difficult. It's actually very easy. This is the room where we're gonna get the dungeon item, the main item of the dungeon. You'll get to see what it is in a second. Just go ahead and kill these new angels. They're blood red, which we haven't seen before, I don't think. They look pretty cool. They're not that difficult though. They look nice, but they're basically the same as the others, really. So you can just, you know, dispatch them as quick as you can. I think there are going to be some banshees again, or not. I can never remember. Oh, we got those big ones. Again, just see if you can focus on it first. That's how I do it. Just be careful of its punch. That time it only punched once, but I think if you're like directly in front of it, it can sometimes swing for 3. So it'll swing once, twice, and then charge up a 3rd. So you gotta be very mindful of that. And look how many of those spinner mobs there are. The game knows I hate them. Yeah, they're gonna die now. It's pretty simple. But yeah, if you are having trouble with any part of this dungeon, hopefully the way I've split it up will make it a bit more manageable and a bit quicker to find out where you are in the game, so you can check my videos. If you know you're on the 1st, 2nd or 3rd crystal, you can just switch to any of the appropriate videos that I've made out. And there is a banshee, I was correct. These things, I think I read somewhere that I think the immolation power that you have is good to get them out of their shadowy form thing, where they're immune to your sword hits. I don't know, I've never tried. As you can see, I don't use anything, I just attack with my sword, just non-stop. Usually gets the job done, so that's why I do it. If I was dying a lot by just doing that, I would probably be forced to start using everything in my arsenal. But as it stands, it's kind of easy enough as it is, in a way. Now that we've defeated all these monsters, we can now grab the dungeon loot. Let's see what it is. There you have it. This is a portal gun. I've never actually played the Portal games, number 1 or 2, so I'm guessing this is where they, like, I guess they got it from Portal 1, this item, but it's very intuitive. I know, like, when I first played it, I got how to use it from, I mean, it's pretty simple, you know, you shoot one hole, you shoot another one, and you create a portal, and you just travel between them. It's not that difficult. One problem that I see with people, and I also actually had it when I came back to the game after a long time, is that I forgot that you can charge those things. So if you charge them, and by charging, you don't just hit the button to fire it, you hold the button. When you hold it, it charges, and then when you let go, it basically makes the same portal, but when you go in it, it has more force, it pushes you harder, so you'll go up in the air for longer or whatever else. So you have to be very mindful of that, because sometimes you will need the extra boost. If you don't, there's you won't be able to progress, and it can be extremely frustrating when you forget something like that. You can also, I think, check in your inventory on the actual item. You can check, and it will tell you in the description that you can do it. But just in case, for anyone that's just probably didn't think to do that or couldn't find it, I'll try to keep reminding you of it every time that I do use the portal gun, just in case you come, if you're skipping through the video and you're trying to just get to the bit where you're stuck. But that's basically something you have to be very careful of. I remember I was tearing my hair out at one point. I was thinking, I used to play this game all the time. Why am I stuck on this? What am I not doing right? This is very important. Go ahead and you can drop. Just make sure that you hit that portal on the left when you're going across the bridge. It's okay, let yourself die, like by falling down once you get that portal, and then jump through the earlier one so you're up in this new area, because we are going to get a legendary here. So you make your way across this bridge, and this should be the third one that we get out of the 4 legendaries. Fury's Embrace. It basically, I think that's the one where it gives us the location of basically every single secret, like where artifacts are and where chests are. It shows on the minimap. So that's actually extremely useful. Once you grab it, go across the bridge and jump to the right side. You should be able to make it across like I did there. And we'll be making our way across. There is actually a bit coming up, we're actually very close to it now, where we fight a mini-boss. It's a pretty straightforward fight. It can get dangerous if you're not careful. But I'll show you how to do it. It's not that difficult. But we need to defeat it in order to charge up this orb in front of us that you see. Go ahead and grab those chests if you want to, if you need to. I do need to, so I'm getting both of them. We need to go up on that second level that we see over here. So look out for the portal over there and make sure you hit it. And that's as simple as that. And now we are gonna face the first mini-boss. With this guy, you see that thing on top? That's his weak point, so you have to get on top of that. So what you do is, remember to charge your portal gun when you make these portals. You can make it right next to each other, but make sure that you charge them. You charge them, look how high I go up. You get a huge boost. Once you do that, you just float on top, and then you hit the trigger button to disable it, and then that's when you can attack its core. Now it's going to start swinging rapidly, so what I do is I just quickly make 2 portals and I jump in the air and immediately get back on to stab it. I don't do it like that if you're getting used to the fight. Just take your time, try and avoid his swings, and then make 2 portals again and use them to propel yourself on top of the machine. You do that 3 times, I think, and it should be enough to kill it. So go ahead and stun it again. Once you do enough damage, you get the trigger. And that's basically it. You've killed it. Make sure as well when he if he slams down that mace thing that he has that we just used against him, do not hit the mace, do not hit his chain weapon. At least on Armageddon you will die in one touch of it, so don't attack it. And try not to get hit by it either. So you saw that we used the portal on the top one and then on the bottom one to make the charge actually travel through the portal, which can happen. So it's very good to know that. And now we want to get that beam onto that orb ahead of us. So you probably know what to do. So go ahead and make the appropriate portal. We're going to need to hit the one on the second floor again. And it should link to the one next to the orb. And it does. It's very easy. Now I've got to run back though. Now that the orb is charged, we can head back towards Azrael's room and get the charge to break one of the floating head things. And we basically have to do that 2 more times. So go ahead and use the portal on the first one in front of you, the first portal, and the second one, and it's that simple. Go ahead and grab those chests on either side of the door if you want, because you won't really be back here, so might as well. And we're going to have to do another fight. These fights actually do get progressively harder with the amount of enemies and what types of enemies are thrown at you, so it is possible to actually die. You just have to be very careful. Use everything in your arsenal. When you do that, it should be fine. This is, I don't know, I guess this is probably the longest dungeon in the game. The Ashlands was pretty long. I mean, if you... Oh, be careful with that big guy. That is not good. But yeah, the Ashlands, if you consider the Ashlands like I did, to be the entire area, like right from Vulgrim's Point, where you step out and you see the whole of the Ashlands. Oh, sorry, excuse me. That to me is the entire instance, like the whole outdoors and when you go inside and everything. And that whole section took like almost an hour for me to do. So that was pretty long. This one as well, this is going to take a bit of time. Because of the fact that like I think each crystal section is going to take about, I guess, 20 to 30 minutes. I'm guessing. I'll have to see afterwards, but I think it's roughly that long. This one itself, this first crystal is probably going to take about 20 minutes. Yeah, 20 minutes. But after you do that, then you also have the boss fight, which will be Straga. This is Straga's home. Apparently, this and Straga is one, Azrael tells us later on. I'm not sure what he means by that, but like, if you beat Straga, then the whole tower will cease to exist as well, for some reason. I don't know. I didn't make the story up. All I know is I want to get to Straga and I want to kill him after what he did at the beginning of the game. It looked like he killed you at the beginning, didn't it? Because he had you in his hands and then he kind of crushed you. And then it went dark and then you just appear before the charred council. The 3 heads, the 3 talking heads that apparently are all powerful, but are talking heads in lava. I'll be honest, they didn't really seem that powerful to me, but who am I to judge? Go ahead and swing across, very fun. Very fun to do. And you're going to need your portal gun again. It's kind of nice. It's a very interesting weapon. And I remember seeing, oh wait, this is kind of important, some people might muck this up. Make sure that you follow the way I do it, okay, because it's very quick. I wasn't sure at the beginning, but then I kind of got it. It's kind of straightforward, but just in case, it doesn't need to be overly complicated like it was to actually get past the room the first time. So you just use the portal like that. It's already going through the first one, so that's fine. We're going to need to lower this second wall so that it can get through. Or raise it, sorry, as long as the hole is in the right position. One more time, and that will be it. And that's all there is to it, really. That's basically the first part done. We've charged the crystal. The next room is Azrael's room, and once we go through, once I stop loading, it's going to charge up the crystal, and that will be the first part done. We'll basically just have to do that for the next 2 crystals before we can free Azrael, who can then take us to Straga.
Horseman, I never imagined that you would be my salvation. Hurry now, before Straga learns of your coming.
When I found you, you said the 7th seal was not broken. I've heard those words before. Abaddon said the same, right before he died.
Alright, I think I'm going to leave it here. So go ahead and subscribe if you want to keep up to date with all of my videos. You can like, dislike, and comment. Whichever you please, it's up to you. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next episode. Thanks.